Mike's on. My camera.
Bingo, bango.
Hey, there we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 420 on another hashtag Weed Wednesday, and you are in the cipher with the Podheads.
That's right.
It looks like we finally got this thing figured out,
I think
folks. We'll get into introductions here in a second, but as you know, if you've been following, we've had issues. We've been upgrading technology, and with that, there's a learning curve.
Yeah, dude.
So the more fancy equipment we get, the more we gotta struggle the more ADD motherfuckers we have in the cipher
right here
doing shit. The more we get distracted, the more we struggle to get things done. But we're learning and we're getting better with every episode, and it looks like we finally got this live.
Yeah, the connection is I think we're there, right? It's all that. A lot of things need to work properly, right? Need to work to get one seamless output product, and here we are. We're the Podheads.
Well-oiled
here
machine.
We go. That's right.
Machine. Yeah. So JB Perez,
yes,
Big
sir.
Ace here in the cipher. WJHM 102 Jams. That's where you can hear us live every Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Hashtag Weed Wednesday 7 p.m. And so what you're actually hearing on 7 p.m. on WJHM or on any place you can get your podcast is our prior week's episode. If you're watching this, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you actually get to watch us live and get to check out the episode before everyone else. So shout out to you guys, and good stuff. You guys get to see it early, exclusive.
That's right.
Before it actually goes on. So don't forget, if you do want some good time wasters, something to listen to on that road trip, something to listen to while you're at work because you hate your job. Everyone hates
Everybody,
their job, right? Check us out on iHeartRadio, right? Apple Podcasts, Google, anywhere you get your podcast. We have over 100 episodes out there. Good, funny, interesting, insightful stuff. Great interviews. It's a good time. Check it out. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes,
So,
sir.
JB, that being said,
that's right.
Let's do this. We got some interesting stuff we're going to talk about.
Yep.
We're going to bring out the wheel, but before we do that, we're going to talk.
We got clickbaits for this week, right?
Yeah. We're going to talk about Trump again.
Oh, my God.
About Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
And the main topic is going to be about cannabis. So,
of course.
It's going to be a good show. Before we get started, as we always do, let's pull out the weed wheel of destiny. and if you don't know, this is what decides
fate.
What we smoke.
This is fate.
So
How
on,
what's up?
Come on,
hey,
blood.
Instagram.
MacGyver is it first? No.
Yeah.
No, it's a pipe. Oh, it landed on pipe. Okay.
Pipe.
Pickle Rick.
It's a Pickle Rick
Pickle
pipe. I don't
Rick
have a
pipe.
Pickle Rick pipe here, but we do have a pipe lying around here somewhere. I'm going to go grab that.
Okay,
JB,
all right. Definitely.
How was your weekend? You just took your daughter.
Oh,
While
my
I run
God.
On screen, you just put your baby, your daughter.
I might start crying here, dude. Like, for real, I know. What can I say? I have a daughter. And when you have a daughter as a man, it just does something to you. And yet, it was her first day of school. Like, for real. And she deuced on me. She's just like, okay, bye, daddy. See ya. Peace out. I'm going with my friends. And I'm like, okay, bye. I'll see you at 1:30.
She got with her friends. There was friends already.
Yeah, no, she deuced out. Yeah, there was no fear. There was no hesitation. It was like, yeah, I'm at school. That's my teacher.
Sick of you. She had to get away from you.
No. I think that's it. I think when you have kids, and again, only by experience, and a daughter specifically, man, I tell you like this, if I was the president of the universe and they kidnapped my daughter, I would give them the keys to our nuclear arsenal because that's the emotion there for my daughter. Like, it's the craziest thing.
Sure. And she's just ready to go, though.
Yeah, she
That's
deuced
kids
out.
these days.
4 going on 40 over here.
My kid was the same way, you know? And I think that's something, that there's something to be said about your job, your guys' jobs as parents, and raising that level of security and confidence, and knowing that, they're gonna be back. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with I'm okay not being around them 24/7. I can't remember the name of the experience, but I get my nerd shit on. But there was actually experiments about that, and shout out to my lovely fiance at home watching. She'll know exactly what I'm talking about. there was experiments where they left, like mothers literally walk in the 70s, brought their kids into a room and then walked out and left them there crying to see, you know, like attachment, you know, how children did with attachment. And apparently it was hypothesized or decided that the children who did the best with attachment would grow up to be more, you know, successful or more socially, you know, comfortable.
I think that's a pretty safe, you know, standard. Like the more love you give to a kid, the better person they'll grow up. You know what I mean? I guess I'm only by experience. I gave her all the love, trust, right? I think she trusts us to be back to come get her. So there's no fear there. Sure. Yeah, I mean, there you go. She's my daughter, and I love her.
Fancy little pipe here we got here. This bowl here provided to us by our producer, Mr. Cash.
Okay.
We landed on pipe, so that's what we're doing. Pull that camera up there, bro. Look at this guy. Super fancy helix right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, so
hey, you think the shape has anything to do with it?
I'll tell you right now.
It's supposed to spin it.
Oh, it spins in there. The smoke.
It creates the vortex.
The vortex.
Of the apex.
Yep, and then it goes down smoother, maybe.
No, that's nice. It's nice.
That's very nice. Woo. Okay, cool.
No, don't
so
mind
I'm glad pipe hit today. We're hitting the pipe. We also got blunts ready to roll out. So let's get to it, guys. I guess let's get. You know what? Let me hit this before we get started, because these are gonna be the good ones. Our clickbaits are gonna be good.
Yeah, we got some good, interesting ones today. And you know that this is primarily a cannabis-based show. That's the platform we run on. But unlike every other wannabe podheads out there, or every other wannabe weed show out there, we don't just get on and smoke weed and talk shit and listen to music.
Right.
We have insightful, somewhat intellectual conversation, at least on some levels, at least to some people. But the point is, it's more than just a couple of stoners getting on and smoking weed. We talk about things that other stoners should know about.
Absolutely.
Things that affect you every day.
Absolutely.
So we hope you guys are paying attention. We hope you guys are sharing it. Anyway.
We just happen to smoke weed while we're doing it.
We just happen to smoke weed while we're doing it. We say it all the time. Your dentist smokes weed. Your politician smoke weed.
Your car salesman smoke weed too.
Hey, there you go. So JB, hit us with our first and our favorite segment.
Hit my button. Whoa. Bam. First one. Just put his face up, man. Jeff freaking Bezos. You see him right there on the left. He's another guy that I love to hate because he has
like
so much.
They put them together. Just a big nutsack.
Jeff Bezos, as you know, former CEO of Amazon, one of the richest companies in the world. Former CEO, he doesn't run it, but he still is worth billions upon billions of dollars. And I hate on him because I feel he could do more. And that's just me. But you know what? Here's an example of him not doing more. Put that picture up right there. Again, because his homeboy, Millie, what does I say his name was? Muley Von Villain. He sounds like a villain. You know what I mean? Check it out. His name is Yuri Milner. That's Yuri Milner on the right. He's an Israeli billionaire. He's just a rich guy. And it turns out, I'm telling you, you can't make this up. He owns a mansion somewhere in the far off lands, right? Where he invited all these rich scientists and stuff like that to talk about the future. And in that conversation, they ended up talking about longevity, about anti-aging. Long story short, right after that meeting, Alto Labs becomes incorporated in the U.S. and UK, just like that. And it turns out that Alto Labs is a startup basically trying to not let you die, Big Ace. Anti-aging, working with mice, trying to reverse everything. We don't know the particulars. But the fact that we're talking about billions of dollars already being put into a lab that just seemingly started up yesterday. You see why I'm not a fan of Jeff Bezos.
They must have figured something out, in my opinion. If they're going to just throw out of nowhere billions of dollars into this, in my opinion, they had to have found something. Figure some El Dorado,
the golden city,
the fountain of life. I don't know, but they figured something out, and we've talked about it on the show, or at least hypothesized that years from now, that by the time we're old, people are going to be living well into their hundreds, 120, 130.
Yeah, we have talked about that on the show.
And this could be a precursor to that.
That's a great point. That's a great point that they probably already found it, because you don't do things like this unless the bottom line. We're talking about the bottom line here, without any foresight, right? Another name that comes up. Richard Klausner, who served as the chief of the National Cancer Institute of the U.S. So a real doctor who's got money, obviously, is also backing this company. So to your point, there's something there. You know how many labs, startups I've been working on anti-aging and stuff like that, but why them? Why Alto Labs? Conspiracy theory? I don't know.
These rich dudes, they don't want to die.
No.
Nobody really wants to die. This dude's trying to cheat death.
Look at him.
That's what he's doing.
They can't cheat.
Come on now.
You know what? I said it before. If you have money in this world, because it's worldwide, you can almost do anything you want.
Can't take it with you. Might as well spend it trying not to die.
Not to die, right? We got Disney. Didn't Walt Disney freeze himself or something like
That's a
that?
rumor, at least.
It's an urban legend.
Frozen in a time capsule.
I'm sure there are some frozen people who were rich at the time. They're just trying to.
If you could freeze yourself right now to avoid dying.
No, not freezing. I mean, if I'm alive, if this anti-aging thing becomes a thing, I would.
But if you know you're about to die, would you rather freeze yourself and give yourself
Oh, no. I'm good. If I'm dying, I'm good. I'm out. Yeah.
I've always had like this fear of death. Like, I just want to be around forever.
Okay.
But as I get older and I see how much stupider these fucking youngins get, listen, I'm going to ride my time out and then let me fucking ride off into the sunset, to heaven, wherever the fuck I end up. Just get me away from these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Rejuvenating animals is what the topic of these billionaires talked about in that secret mansion and stuff like that.
Rejuvenating animals.
So there's something that came out of the discussion that it made billionaires send their money like that. Wow. So take it for what you will. Maybe Jeff Bezos is doing another thing, right? He just
frog butt.
Frog butt.
Jeff Bezos. He has a thing with
in the Amazon.
Right.
They're in the Amazon.
Oh,
messing with crazy. I'm just saying, it's all connected.
Again, producer, what time we got? I want to know how much time we got here before. I just don't want. I don't want to start.
Time.
Yeah, I know we got.
We're gonna wake up one day,
at least 4 minutes,
and we're gonna find out that Jeff Bezos is like a supervillain.
I mean, did you see him?
He took his money and he became a fucking supervillain.
Sucking the blood out of baby fetuses.
I mean, he looks like Dr. Evil with his buddy there. So pretty soon,
if you haven't seen a recent picture of Jeff Bezos, he's looking fit. Got that divorce money. Well, he lost half his money, but he's looking
he gave
pretty
up that divorce money.
He sure did. Not willingly though. But again, when we talk about billionaires, man, when you talk about billionaires, right? B's and any more higher. You guys ever play Zelda? In Zelda, there's a max number of rupees you can carry, even though you got a big wallet. 999, right? Everybody gets up to, if you get to 999 million, you win. You win the game of fucking Monopoly. You know what I mean? The Monopoly of life. Everything else, fuck it, right? Give it back.
If you're a billionaire, sure.
Do something, because you're not going to spend 999 million.
Well, that's what they're saying he's doing. Man, you could argue that he's doing some of that.
I guess. But it seems so selfish. Because he's going to be the one injecting the rat blood, baby's blood in his, you know what I mean? He was the first one to go into space. You know what I mean? He took that ticket. So it seems all very selfish. Granted, if I'm a billionaire and do cool shit, I would.
If I'm a millionaire.
But damn, bruh.
I would do the same. For the record, I would help plenty of people, but I would do the same damn thing. I would indulge in all the freaking awesome shit that I was doing.
Yeah, listen.
It's true. I know I would too.
I would inject baby kidney blood or, whatever it took to freaking keep my ass alive 200 years. Oh, man. I'm good with all that. Yeah.
Listen, fuck the bullshit. Let's be real here. If you had the opportunity to extend your life, and of those you love and have more time with them or whatever, why the fuck not? I would do it.
Yeah.
Vampire. You've seen every vampire movie out there. There's been a choice.
I'm in, bro. Listen.
And everyone says yes.
Yes.
You could turn me. I'm in. I'll live forever.
Yeah. If the world keeps going in the direction that it's going, I don't think I want to live forever. But I'm hopeful that things will change. So,
listen, when you got the kind of money that he's got, You don't got to worry about it because the shit that happens in the world don't affect you.
I'm just hating. I'm a hater.
What's the next clickbait? Because I'm sure we do got to get to break eventually.
Half cyborg.
I say
you know what? Let's take it.
You want to take a break?
Let's take a break. Henny Skywalker wants to be half cyborg, by the way.
Hey,
if she can be half cyborg, you know what? There's something there. If you can make your life cooler, extend your life and make it cooler.
Shout out to her. She had a birthday.
Shout out to Honey.
She had a birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Henny. Much respect. Let's take that break.
No help, wanted times I'm trying to get higher.
Commander-in-Chief Frank the Tank, JB Perez, Big Ace, and then Cash behind the camera. Doing a hell of a job. Finally got this thing going pretty smooth, guys.
No
so
lags. Look how beautiful I look, guys.
Yeah. Make sure, look at that skin. Make sure.
That camera works wonders.
The lighting is beautiful.
Camera.
Beautiful, yeah. Listen, we got some awesome, we've broken these episodes down into segments, right? Instead of having, if you haven't been able to watch it live or if you don't have the time, go on YouTube. I think on Facebook, on Instagram, we have them posted. We break them down by subject, and we've got some funny outtakes, some clips. We're going to be putting a lot more content out there, so make sure you follow, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We really appreciate the love. And yeah, definitely. Say what? Every day at 420. We're gonna we got a post coming out. Thank you. Every day at 420, we got a post coming out. So make sure you look for that. And yeah, like I said, tell your friends. We're putting a lot of effort into upping our game. So yeah, we got more clickbait for you. So
hit that button.
Clickbait. Spark that
clickbait. Man.
Cypher.
Go ahead. Light up, sir, as Big Ace lights up. Next clickbait. Lil Uzi Vert. Check it out.
Me neither.
Name one song, Lil Uzi Vert.
The only thing I know about
Help
him,
me out, Henny.
music-wise, is when dude impersonated him on Wild 'N Out.
Someone impersonated him on Wild 'N Out. I can see that being pretty funny.
I can't even speak to that.
Lil Uzi Vert, if you don't know, the picture was up. Has a I don't know what the right today it is. I think he has a barbell on his forehead, but $24 million pink diamond in his
Go
forehead.
bring that picture up.
Yeah, bring it up. Look at it.
So look, that's what he made big headlines for recently, right? Everybody knows him. He's a big time rapper, big movement, got a lot of fans. But his biggest news has been out about him putting that $24 million stone in his head, right? And you told me some crazy ass news.
Yeah, it was trending. It was type. What is it? Rolling Tape?
The Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. Excuse me. I'm already high. In Miami, happened in July over this last summer. So the other things went down in that festival. But in Rolling Loud, he was doing his thing and decided to do some crowd surfing. And if you haven't seen the Marvel movies, let me get a picture up for you. This is what happened to my man at the festival. He got it ripped out. He got Thanos out. He got his diamond out.
He just ripped it out his head.
Yeah. Apparently a fan went up, ripped it out.
Yo, so somebody was trying to win the lottery. Somebody was just like, fuck it.
I mean,
this is a life-changing moment. I'm going to go for it.
My first thing was when I saw the story, I was like, man, that guy was kind of smart. What kind of opportunity falls from heaven like this?
Just trying to
rip it. Oh,
so
man.
He tried to Thanos him,
bro. He definitely tried to Thanos. Apparently, it happened when he came out and said, oh, my God, I need to... When he originally put this thing, he said if this thing comes out the wrong way, like if he get ripped out, it could kill him. Like this was not just like an earring thing.
So
like
it really was vision.
It really was part of his freaking forehead.
Yeah.
And yeah, apparently got ripped out. He said he was fine. Right now, I think we do have a picture of the barbell, right? This is what he looks like now. He doesn't have the diamond. Again, $24 million. Would you do that, Lil Frankie Pump? Would you get
Little Frankie Pump?
I will kill you if you ever call me that again. No, I'm kidding. No, that seems like such a waste of money.
It does feel.
Yeah, you know what? Some people will look at that like a boss move. Like, you carry what some people won't even make in a lifetime right here in the center of your head. But I also think of how much of a waste that is and how much you could do with that. So, I mean,
you could get so much more ice everywhere else on your body. Like, it's just, I think
would
it's
have like a
this
platinum suit with diamond buttons.
Right?
Maybe like a platinum jacket and pants with diamond buttons.
She said he wanted to be an anime character.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't sure. Lords of London.
Anime character. Yeah, it feels that way, right? They want to be a little, like... Extra's not the right word. I'm cool with expression. I'm cool with style. I'm cool. But he literally surgically placed an artificial, but it's not you. It's not part of you on your body. Like it reminds me of the tattoo people who do the hooks and the horns. I never understood that. And this for me just falls into place in that. Like, why spend $24 million? Put it on your forehead, and lesson learned. Like, look at the outcome.
What are you gonna do with the jewel now? Hawk it? Sell it?
It's yours.
Oh no! Did he get it back?
Did he get it back? I don't know.
On, somebody. You think they got away with it?
No, there's no way. We would have seen
$24 million.
Yeah, this happened in July.
Out of his head?
No, you know what? That question never even thought crossed my mind. This happened in July. I have heard nothing since then, so I have to believe he's got that diamond back. Or does he?
I hope we're keeping track of that time again.
Woo! I tell you what, if I rip a $24 million diamond out of somebody's head, you ain't gonna find that motherfucker. I'm getting gone.
I'm gonna straight tuck it. I'm gonna write up my booty hole.
Toot it and boot it.
I'm gonna write, yep, and then just hey, you ain't finding it because you know if you get caught with that thing, you're done. Mm-hmm. So
what's he gonna do?
I don't know.
Not him, but the damn goons he's probably got to hire or the police. Shit, I'm out. Nah, you.
Oh no, it's going. You ain't never gonna find that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta look.
I will look. When we go on a break, I'm gonna find out the facts. Did Lil Uzi Vert get his soul stone back or his vision stone back?
Mind stone.
My God damn it! His damn fucking MCU. He was trying out for the next MCU movie. Thanos meets fucking Lil Uzi Vert. I don't know. Crazy story. Definitely clickbait. Clickbait.
Hey,
so
that's what you get for putting a stupid big ass diamond in your head. Sorry.
It's insured, so if someone tried to pawn it, they going to jail.
Hey, there you go.
All right, so there you go. So you have this. I mean, who are you selling this
okay.
to if it's not the black market?
Yeah,
And at that
easy.
point, what are you getting? 10 cents to the dollar?
I don't care.
It's a
$2.4
$22
million?
Yeah.
Give me $2 million? Yeah,
Get
it
it
don't
in
matter,
there.
bro. I'll black mark. Oh, man. The Podheads do not illegally condone
robbery,
any illegal activity.
any kind of stuff like that.
We're just keeping it real.
Yeah.
This is the real world. So,
We're just telling you what
Keeping
we
it
would
real
do.
goes wrong. Yeah. I just imagine.
oh
All right.
man, let's keep
So
it moving, y'all.
What's the next clickbait, sir? Hit
Go ahead.
our button. There it is.
Clickbait. Go ahead.
Senor Trump.
He's back. He's
Oh,
back,
shit.
guys. And this is not clickbait. Look at him. He's
Look at
ready
that.
for a fight.
What?
Do you think he's about to do, guys?
He's about to box, bro.
He's about
gonna
to
get in
fight
the ring.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Trump
now-
and Biden.
that would be a fight. The entire universe, Star Trek and Star Wars, would definitely watch. I don't know.
That was terrible.
I'm just saying, I would
Yeah.
definitely see that. Let's bring it up.
Definitely
Triller.
past that.
He's back. This is not politics. This is Donald Trump kind of reverting back to the movie days, to the 90s, to the boxing Donald Trump, to the casino mogul Trump. He is going to be part of this next Triller fight. Put up the card there. Check it out. Holyfield versus Vitor Belfort, another Triller fight this Saturday right there,
So
September
Triller, these are the guys.
11th, mind you.
These are the guys that did the Jake Paul.
Yeah, the clown
the
fights,
first Jake Paul fights,
circus fights,
right?
circus
These
fights.
are the ones that had Justin Bieber and Snoop Dogg doing concerts between the damn fights.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's commentary was great.
It
though.
was, but it's they're not known for being particularly classy. So Triller, more like trailer.
So they took it to an all-time low.
Yeah. So so basically, they're gonna have Holyfield and Vitor Belfort fight, like UFC legend versus boxing legend, both well past their prime.
Definitely.
They're gonna be boxing, and now Trump is like, all right, how do I get some
I
attention?
mean-
I'm gonna host my own commentary. So he's not really part of it. He's not there commentating. He's gonna do like a stream, like
you
Oh
have to
my
go to another
God.
website, live.tv or some shit like that. I don't know the particulars because I really don't give a shit. But he is doing his own thing. You said it. What do I need to do to get back into the masses? Like he knows he's down here. Oh, let me get into trailer. Let me do my own thing. Are you gonna watch Big A's?
I'm not gonna watch his ass. The guy can't. Listen.
I think people are gonna watch.
Let's be honest here.
I think people are gonna watch Donald Trump commentate on this
his
fight.
people are gonna watch Donald Trump's commentary. The guy is a moron. He can't speak. He speaks like a third grader.
Woo!
I don't want to watch that idiocy and hear that. Oh, there he goes. Oh, yeah, it looks like he punched him. Oh, that one looks like it might have hurt. This is the greatest boxing match of all time.
Frank the Tank said it.
The greatest boxing match
Trash, trailer, what? Trailer trash? Because it feels like a money grab. It feels like an attention thing. It feels like exactly what this is. A clown fest. A circus media fest. Like,
undercard, you gotta pull it up. The undercard is actually surprising. I don't know about the other guys, but Anderson Silva and
Tito
Ortiz. Oh, you have
it's interesting to me because they both. I don't think they ever met in the octagon. Have
No, they never did, no.
But now they're meeting in a boxing ring, which is interesting to me because neither one of them are very good boxers at all.
Yeah, we saw the Silva fight Little Junior, right?
Yeah.
I forget.
Chavez
And he actually
Jr.
did not too bad.
Exactly.
He did
But
not too
Chavez
bad.
Jr. is a bum.
These days, yeah, absolutely. And Ortiz is probably not a very good
Disgrace
boxer.
to his father and
Let
his
me just
name.
throw it out there because real quick, the original main card, Holyfield versus Vitor, that actually was supposed to be De La Hoya Vitor Belfort, if you didn't know.
Oscar De La
So
Hoya,
that fight
really.
kind of interests you more. This is
De La
where all
Hoya
this
got
came
the
from.
COVID.
He got the COVID. He got the cooties. So he had to go out, and Triller's trying to save the fight. Here comes Holyfield. Here
Says,
comes.
I'm ready. I'm
I
looking
can
for a
do
fight.
it.
Holyfield been trying to get a boxing match for like 10 years, and nobody would give him a license. Nobody
might
would let
kill
him do
Vitor
it
Belfort,
because
bro.
he was, apparently his
seen-
health ain't been right. His heart fucked
Really?
up. So they wouldn't give him a license. Plus, he's old.
Holyfield
So-
looks great though.
Sure. So
keep
we'll see
working
what's
out
gonna
boxing.
happen.
You know what I mean? They say the last thing that goes is the power. And Holyfield arguably is one of great power puncher. And so there you go versus Vitor Belfort, who probably doesn't box very much.
We'll see. Yeah.
I will be watching the fights. I will not be watching the Donald Trump commentary.
No, definitely not.
And yeah,
Speaking of
if you watch,
Holyfield,
let me know what he said because I know he's gonna say something stupid.
I read
We don't have
something.
time.
I read something about. Well, they mentioned Holyfield because remember they were trying to get the Mike Tyson and Holyfield again.
Okay.
Yeah,
From
whatever happened.
what I was reading, the guy said it seems like Mike Tyson's afraid to fight Holyfield. again.
Okay, so maybe
He's in his
Holyfield
mind, he's in his head. He's been in his head.
already.
I mean,
for
he's
years.
owned him twice.
Yeah, he cheated, kind of
three
bit his
times,
fucking.
right?
He
yeah.
whooped him so good that he had to bite
Had to
his
bite him.
ass.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some headbutts
He's in
in
his
there,
head.
but yeah, for
He
sure. for
he
sure.
lost his cool. He acted like a third grader and bit the dude.
Mike
So-
Tyson's a very emotional guy, and yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the fighters who've had like the most poise, the fighters who've been the most like kind of technically and sound have done the best against him. Lennox Lewis put a whooping on his ass. He was way bigger than
He
him.
put a whooping on an old, washed up Mike Tyson.
I don't know. I
okay.
think he's still put a whooping on his ass.
I
There's
would
rumors
still
about
want
them
to see
going
Mike
against
Tyson.
him.
I mean, I guess he really did fight Roy Jones. He threw some punches. He was working out there.
He whooped Roy Jones' ass.
Yeah, but he was
Okay.
twice as big as him as well. There's no way they were even close in weight. I don't care.
Right.
I feel Mike Tyson in his prime with that punching power, he probably put Lennox to sleep.
Well, a lot of people agree. A lot of people say a lot of things about Mike Tyson.
Sure.
All I know is that today,
Yeah, listen.
these guys need to be very careful because they're very liberal about all this prize fighting stuff.
Yeah.
And you never know what's going to happen during that
Yes.
fight.
The last
Somebody
thing
don't
want to
pull
sue.
a punch and you freaking kill somebody in the ring. That's it. That's
it.
it for everybody.
That's it for
Yeah.
everybody. Hey, someone's likely going to jail,
One
bro.
of these old
There's some
motherfuckers
doctors,
gonna kick the bucket in the ring. It's gonna be a wrap.
We don't want to see that. As much as I watch the circus fights because they're circus. I like the circus. I like clowns.
You
And
are a
I-
clown.
Fucking- this guy,
shit.
hater over here. I'll watch it
Yeah.
for sure. What's the time, producer? All right.
Okay,
Well, that's
yeah.
a good one. Heck
So,
yeah.
Clickbait.
Clickbait, man.
Clickbait. I love clickbait. The
So
internet.
anyway, Donald Trump, I'm out on the whole situation. Save yourself. Is he charging for that?
Yeah, I don't know if he's charging. I know the Triller fight is at $45
Oh, so
pay-per-view.
It's another paper.
So yeah,
Anybody got a link so I can stream it for free? Hook your boy up.
Excuse me.
No, we don't.
We do not condone piracy.
Nobody's condoning anything. I'm just saying. I'm not spending my money on that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. So you wouldn't pay to see not even Anderson Silva and Tito
Fucking
Ortiz
out.
in boxing. Yeah,
This is
so
not
none of
a-
that.
this
None
is
of that does
not-
anything for you.
Yeah,
Look, first of all, it's shit that listen. It's not that big of a deal. I'll be able to watch it for free the next day on fucking ESPN or something. It's not that important to me.
Would you pay?
Like if it was a real fight with real boxers that mattered, maybe yeah. I'm not paying to see that bullshit.
Definitely.
I work too hard for my money to spend that shit.
All right, look, we gotta go to break. So let's head to
go.
break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about minorities in cannabis and why there's definitely not enough. The numbers are just when we come back. We'll be right back.
tomorrow.
All right, here we go.
That's another one.
The game comes out?
Midnight.
Rolling fat blunts, tell a bitch past that. I'm super high,
All right,
stocked
you
up
are
off the
back in the
NASDAQ.
Cypher
Jeff
with
Gordon.
Podheads.
Yo.
It's your boy, JB Perez, Big Ace,
Sup?
the Commander-in-Chief, Jimmy Puffett. You're in the Cypher where it's always 420.
Always.
And it's apropos that I talk about cannabis because this is a show about cannabis. In every episode, we try to at least touch on the subject. The last few, we've spoken about it during our clickbait. Today, we wanted our main story to be about it because I've recently learned about, these, like I said, disparaging numbers.
Yeah, bro. Eye-opening.
In the cannabis industry, right, so to speak. Now, we all know that cannabis is being legalized everywhere. We've talked about it. We know that there's a federal movement to make it legal, and we talk about the numbers all the time. It's $1 billion industry. The problem is that predominantly whites are the ones making all the money off of it, and minorities aren't.
The white man get paid off for all of that.
Yeah, and of course we could talk for days about history and statistics, but I like to keep it on facts. Let me talk to you about a particular person or people first. Bernard Noble, right there, the gentleman on your left. Bernard Noble, this man from Louisiana, was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Okay, in that picture, you see him teamed up with former Yo MTV Raps host Fab Five Freddy. But anyway, they teamed up to work with, Cure Leaf, I think, on the cannabis movement. This man, Bernard Noble, sat in Louisiana jail for the better part of 13 years for possession of 2.8 grams of cannabis.
Bro, that's not even a blunt. A fat blunt.
2 joints.
Like
the Bob Marley song.
Two
joints,
13
guys.
years in prison.
And 13 years in prison. Are you kidding me? I start my day. I smoke 2 joints in the morning. I
smoke 2 joints at night.
I mean, for real. Think about that. You walk out of the house with that already in your system. This man sat in jail for a long ass time for that. And so when he came out, there's people out there just like us that are trying to make the world a better place and through cannabis. So anyway, not for nothing, he was a habitual offender. He got caught with cannabis and cocaine, and under the Louisiana law, under habitual offenders, they get hit hard. But it is what it is. I mean, most people that smoke weed don't stop, even though it's made illegal. Anyway, so while he sat in jail, over 30 states in the union legalized it in some way, shape, or form. Right. Including, I think, medical in Louisiana, right? So, anyway, the legal cannabis industry now accounts for 321,000 full-time jobs. And his company, Cure Leaf, it employs freaking thousands. And they're out to, create a brand that's going to create even more. It's called 2 Joints. I think I'm a little, am I right on the money there? You can pull that up there. 2 Joints. And so basically that's what it is. And it's representing, obviously, what he had on him and what he got arrested for.
So 2 Joints is the name of the company that he started, the cannabis company.
And basically, it's a 50-50 partnership with Cure Leaf.
Okay.
And it's him, B Noble, and Fab Five Freddy. And it's a 2-joint pre-roll pack. So basically, it's that. The B Noble pack is symbolic of the 2 joints Noble possessed when he was arrested back in 2010. So, yeah. And so, these guys have spoken in like music festivals just back here in August in Washington, D.C., at the National Cannabis Festival. I said music festivals. I meant cannabis festivals. Just this past August in Washington, D.C., they spoke about the disparity in numbers between the businesses, in COVID, during the COVID time. Cannabis actually is one of the only businesses that thrive.
Look at that.
Cannabis added over 77,000 jobs nationwide.
Oh, okay.
Wow. During the whole
while everybody else was losing millions of jobs.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem is the jobs that go to the minorities are lower level jobs. So very few applicants are well funded, right? Minorities, by the way. And so because of that, they don't meet a lot of the requirements in many of these states to get licenses.
Oh, you gotta be
Money
loaded.
wise, connections wise, they don't know the people. You know what I mean? So, excuse me, burping here, candy smoking. So anyway, what they're trying to do is shed more light on that through this project, through spreading awareness, through their website, so that people can see and maybe they can get the government involved, or maybe they can get a social movement involved to bring more colored people into business.
We've heard the saying before, it takes money to make money, right? And it's a pretty, honest or safe or just pretty, okay, that makes sense. But when all the money, when all the people with the money essentially it feels like a hoards all the cannabis product, right? Because you said you have to have assets to show so that the bank is able to fund you. There are very little minority-led groups with that kind of capital, that kind of asset. So this is what we're talking about. Yeah. You need a lot of money to make cannabis work as a business, and unfortunately, the minorities.
$750,000 to $1 million.
You need $1 million
to launch a dispensary or cultivation business. You need somewhere between $750,000 and $1 million. So that's licensing fees. Yeah. That's places where you need equity to even get loans. That's building permits. That's property, all that stuff. So, I mean, you got to have deep pockets. And unfortunately, there's all kinds of barriers in place for minorities to make money. I mean, most minorities don't come from money. Most minorities don't have access to those kinds of funds or that kind of support. Of course, people are finding other ways, creating brands on social media, marketing to different kinds of markets. You know what I mean? The urban community does what they can, but ultimately the numbers are still pretty disparaging. What do we got up there? We got the minority-owned. Let's pull up the graphics for the minority-owned weed companies really quick. Look at that.
Just take a second. Look at that picture for it, man. Yeah, I mean, wow.
Yeah, you're right.
80%. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 business owners in the cannabis are white. I mean, take that for what you will, but you made a very, very, very good point that you can't just dismiss. A lot of minorities don't come from money. A lot of minorities weren't taught about good money. But the minorities are a step behind in this regard. And I think that's what the point of all this movement, all these brands, is to try to shift that what's the word out here? That requirement, because I don't need you to make money, but I need the accessibility. I need the tools to succeed. Does that make sense? You got to give me an opportunity.
The got to be even.
Exactly. The playing field has to be even. You can't ask me as a minority small business owner to come up with $1 million assets. There are long-term business owners who don't have $1 million assets. You know what I mean? So it feels very limiting, especially to the minority. Yeah.
Stay in your place.
Is that what's happening? Is that what they're saying, teaching us?
By the limits.
I mean,
that's what people believe.
Unless you're a millionaire, unless you have all this money, unless you check all these boxes, we're not going to give you a license to do this. We're not going to allow you to do this legally unless you check all these boxes. Most minorities don't check those boxes.
So true.
People with money check those boxes. And it don't necessarily, you know what I mean? It just happens that most white people have, you know what I mean, the money.
Yep.
Most millionaires and what have you. But the bottom line is the rich want to stay rich and they want to keep the poor poor. So every opportunity where they could stop somebody from doing they always say, pull yourself up by your bootstrings and make something of yourself. But every time someone tries to, they find a way to move that goalpost.
That I agree
to
with
make
you.
it harder.
Yeah. Absolutely. The playing field is not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
Because the bottom line is if it don't cost $1 million to do this, and you could pull this off with what you have, and all you need is give me a license to make this happen, and they're like, no, because you don't have $1 million. I don't need $1 million to make this business work.
You know?
So why do I need it to be licensed?
Why there's a small cake shop around the corner. Makes 10 cakes a day. I don't know. Why can't I have a little bodega that I make 10 plants a month? I don't know. A small business in cannabis.
Those are the barriers that are set.
That's what I'm talking about.
Small businesses,
us, the
only
people,
conglomerates, only big people, because they know that only a select few people control that kind of money. If you don't run in those circles, if you're not, part of the good old boys, then you're screwed. And that's what companies like Cure Leaf, that's what partnerships with Fab Five Freddy and Noble are trying to accomplish. By the way, they're taking 10% of the proceeds and donating to organizations working to expunge records and train people to be part of the business. We're talking about convicts who had their lives destroyed by being arrested for drugs. Their numbers are crazy too. Look at the disparity of the numbers and people who get arrested by color. 1 in 17 every white people. So 1 in 17 white people are arrested for drugs in this country, where 1 of 3 black men and 1 of 6 Latin men are arrested for drugs in this country. That's not because any of them are using any more. In fact, I think the numbers show, and I don't have a graphic to show you, but I believe the numbers show that white people use drugs more, and that might be because there's more of them. But so the numbers across the board are pretty even, if not heavily more, more in favor for the whites. But regardless of where the numbers are at, it's ridiculous of how many more blacks and Latinos are being arrested versus whites. So that's a disparity that needs to change. Companies like this are trying to change that. The laws need to change to expunge these guys' records. Some of these guys can't be successful, can't have businesses. So they're like, all right, well, you know what? We're going to help you guys out. We're going to train you. We're going to get you involved into this.
Yeah, I love that point.
Not just the disparity in arrests and people going to jail, but they also are much harsher. They're sentenced much harsher than white people.
Well, you saw 13 years for 2 joints. Are you kidding me?
And numbers show that white people and minorities use drugs, marijuana specifically, at the exact same rate.
Oh, man.
Yet the disparity comes in as, call it cliche if you want, the criminal justice system is what tips that scale against the minorities. Because while the white guy may get a slap on the wrist or may get some probation, the black guy's getting fucking
thrown in prison.
90 days or 3 to 6 years or whatever.
Look, go watch the 13th documentary. We gotta go to break. We gotta go to break here. Watch the 13th documentary and you'll hear what Big S is talking about.
It's pretty good.
I know we gotta go to break, and I already lost my train of thought. I'm sure I will get it back. So I'll take us to break. Shout out to you guys out there in the internet world, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. We love you. We're the Podheads, WJHM. Let's do it. We'll be right back.
All right, you're back in the cypher with the Podheads. You know, we like to talk about the cannabis culture. We like to talk about serious stuff, funny stuff. But today we're keeping it a little bit more serious because the numbers
don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. It's serious. Hit that time for me.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're good. Like I said, the numbers are there.
They don't.
Blacks are being arrested at crazy rates versus whites. Latinos are being arrested at crazy rates. And we're still being blacked out of the business, too. I mean, damn, if y'all want to sit there and say that we smoke more, like per the arrest records showing, then why aren't we more represented in the business side of the culture?
That's a great question, Frank.
Obviously, many people believe that we're being blackballed.
Held down, man. There is a glass ceiling, to take the term from there. There's something, somebody, somewhere is holding us down.
Yeah, we saw this graphic here that I thought was actually funny about the executive positions held. So percentage of minority executives in the cannabis industry. And if you look up on the far right side where a whopping 25% of cannabis executives where minorities are involved are in the agriculture cultivation side.
Hold on, let's say that again. Agriculture cultivation.
So basically we're talking about people involved directly in the growing.
Yeah.
So
the farmers.
The
pickers.
Farmers, migrant workers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Workers.
If that's not a stereotypical
Come on,
shit,
man. At least call the damn black kettle. At least give me that. Don't insult my don't insult my intelligence. Yeah. If the numbers show that if you're a CEO, you're the boss, it's because you came up farming. Like you had to be in that farm for the last 25 years so that you can just be part of the 25%.
Like a foreman or the guy in charge of the farm.
Come on.
Or something.
Exactly.
Not even like somebody walking around in an AC office or something.
Exactly.
All those guys, and you pull that graphic up one more time, and you see how the numbers go down.
Yeah, look at that.
Only 12% are investors. You know what I mean?
12%.
And investors are the people that really own the shit, right? That people that run it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
People that get shares.
I mean, so
12%. So that there's a great number for you to hold on to. Only 10% of these people are able to. Minorities are able to invest,
actually own
a piece out loud, or just have enough money to do it. That is not big enough to a cannabis industry that we have been arguing all night has ravaged the minority community, the black community, the Latino community. So it's, again, a huge disparity. 10%, 12% is not enough, and they need to level the playing field. I love that analogy.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Very well said, JB. You must be
hyped up, man.
You must be coming down.
Woo! I need to smoke some more, man.
That's the most clear-headed thing I've ever heard you say on this podcast. Very good job, sir.
Woo! Thank you. Yeah, it's all for the love of weed right there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Something's got to be done about this.
Yeah.
And so what's to be done, right?
We got a question.
All right, we got a question from the live.
From Alexis, my baby.
Alexis, what up, Alexis?
She says,
what do you got?
So what are we doing about this issue?
What are we doing about that?
Okay, exactly. You know what? You couldn't have asked that a more perfect time, because that's exactly where I'm going.
Got you, baby.
Here. What can we do about this issue? For one thing, we always say it, pay attention to your backyard. Who are you putting in office? Are you putting in office somebody that supports big business and the few, or are you putting in office somebody that supports programs for minorities? You got to pay attention to that. Pay attention to your midterm elections, midterm elections. Pay attention to the people that you're putting in charge of, the agriculture department and the fishing and licensing department. Seriously, these are the people that make these policies.
Yep.
So you have to take more of a proactive approach when it comes to voting, if you're serious about your weed laws, or if you're serious about making money in the industry. You know what I mean? When you sit there like you're just waiting for me to shut up so you can say something, it's really distracting. I just want you to know, bro.
Hi, motherfucker.
So anyway, the companies, you got to get involved. You got to find a way to get involved, one way, shape, or the other. Get around the circles. Go to your cannabis events. Get on things like LinkedIn. But ultimately, vote. You got to vote.
Yeah.
And look for companies like this. Mess with companies like Curaleaf that are trying to help the little guy.
Right. We said that.
Support minority-owned businesses.
Bingo.
They're out there.
Yep.
If it matters that much to you, search them out. Find out which ones are owned by minorities. If you got to order some shit or you got to figure some shit out, how much does it mean to you to make a difference?
Yeah.
Support those people. Support the people that support you. At the end of the day, if we don't look out for each other, they obviously ain't going to look out for us. We got to look out for each other. And that's a big thing. Support those businesses. Support minority-owned businesses in general. Because that's the only way we're going to tip those scales.
Right.
We got to build wealth in our own communities. And the only way to do that is to support those people in our communities and help them build their wealth. And hopefully, if they do the right thing and reach down and bring people with them, we'll be able to see change.
And it seems like a lot more of these smaller companies like this are trying to do this. Or at least the minorities are trying to do this, right? Like the big partnerships that you hear about, you don't hear about things happening like this. So stay away from them. I mean, honestly, do a little bit of research. Do a little bit of research about the companies that you're messing with. There's 1,000,001 blunt brands, 1,000,001 paper makers, you know what I mean? There brands, different things like that. So very well said, Big Ace. Absolutely pay attention to who you're messing with.
That's the best way. It's the best way to, we can bitch and moan all we want. We're the Podheads. We're just as much as we can bitch about it. If we at our level want to act upon this, it's exactly how you said it. It's to hurt them in their pocket. Yeah, it might be $1 from you, but it might be $1 from you, $1 from you, and $1 from you, and $1 from 1,000,000 people, and that is where it hurts. So do your part. Go out and vote. And then don't mess with them no more.
Talk about it, right? If you're going to do stuff like that, start a movement. Maybe have a hashtag. Tag your people. Tag the companies. Do things to let people know that you're doing that.
You're doing it great.
I do things, I call them silent protests because I feel like just bitching about them doesn't do anything. But I do things where if I don't like the politics of a certain company or if I don't like the kind of people that they mess with, I just won't fuck with them. I don't like to name certain companies, but because some companies like Subway, when I found out the kind of stuff that they were putting in their subs, I was already like, I'm out. Then when I found out about Jared, I was like, all right, I haven't had a sub from Subway in like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I won't mess with certain beer companies because of the things that they support.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So,
fuck Goya.
Yeah.
No, that's just
Goya, exactly.
I'm the same way. I don't go to Home Depot. I'll go to Lowe's. I don't spend my money
on every company you're talking about. But
his personal opinion right here.
Personal opinion. That's why I don't mess with Chick-fil-A. Their anti-gay policies, they could try to clean it up, but I don't mess with them. They don't see none of my money.
That's a great example. Great example.
Yeah. So I don't agree with Chick-fil-A there, but I haven't found the political willpower to withstand those sandwiches yet because
don't get me wrong.
Chick-fil-A sauce,
if somebody else buys it, I'll eat it.
Are you gonna eat those fries?
That's hilarious.
Those waffle fries.
I'm not gonna lie. Like at work, sometimes they'll order a bunch of Chick-fil-A for everybody.
Eat it,
I'll eat it. I don't like it.
Is that hypocritical?
I think so.
You know why?
It's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you.
Because they're not getting my money.
Okay.
They're not getting my money. You're not getting my money, period.
There's something there. I'll give you
it's
that.
Like if you go to the strip club and your boy's tipping and you're not tipping, she ain't getting my money, but I'm still enjoying the show.
She's enjoying the view. This guy here. That's so
some shady ass.
You know what? I feel like, because we're getting close to time here. This is such an opportunity, man. Cannabis. There's such an opportunity for cannabis to change the world. Cannabis it already has changed the world. We talked about last year about CBN the companies being able to mass produce CBN cannabinoid. You don't know what that is?
He struggled with that word.
Cannabinoid. If you don't know what that is, CBN cannabinoid, Google it. It's the next big thing in cannabis. that can change the world. So again, in this respect, as far as jail and minorities and these disparities, there is so much money to be made in cannabis. Like it can change the lives of everybody who's been negatively affected. Probably everybody who's been negatively affected by the opioid crisis, the war on drugs. Pick your poison, America. We've done some really hard shit to our own people, especially the lower class, lower minorities. Man, we have an opportunity here.
I want to mention this on the show while we still have the time. I'm getting this information from The Guardian, okay? So Illinois. Illinois is considered the gold standard right now for cannabis legalization and evening the playing field. So I'm going to read straight from this. Illinois has a cannabis market with a revenue of more than $1 billion and was the first state to include social equity in its legislation, right? So they've been praised as a gold standard for cannabis legalization. So basically, the senior advisor to Illinois governor has said, we made policy decisions in an industry we wanted to change, and now we have to make policy decisions as it's changing. So I've never seen a situation where everyone starts running in a real time and black and brown people come out first. So basically, the state of Illinois has a $32 million revolving loan fund for social equity applicants financed by cannabis businesses established prior to adult use legalization. So a quarter of tax revenue is funneled into the Restore, Reinvest, and Renew program, and that is used to repair communities heavily impacted by anti-cannabis laws.
Can we put one in the air for Illinois?
I mean, put two up in there,
man. Is doing big things.
Precedent. Set the precedent.
They don't require applicants to own real estate, okay? They lower the fees from $5,000 to $2,500 for social equity applicants, okay? And it's not just based on the individual, but the communities.
Yeah, dude, equity. I hope that's the right word.
Leveling the playing field.
Like, they understand that many of us don't own property. I don't own no property. Do you own any property? Do you own any property? Like, there are very little of us who own property who aren't convicted. We can't open a cannabis company. Do you understand my point? So, like, yes, I love it, Illinois. Meld with the times, right? The law, yeah, black and white, but also you have to go back in there. You have to massage
give everybody a chance.
Yeah, man. You have to look at the situation as it is, not as it was. It might be. None of that. It's what's in front of me. How do I make this right? In Illinois, saying the president. Love it.
So Illinois. See how they're doing it out there, and you can work on getting something done in your home state. That also depends on who is pulling, right? We have people in this state, and I won't name names, but we have lawyers and politicians pulling for legalization in this state. But who knows what the true intentions are? They're trying to keep it for themselves and their peoples, or are they really trying to give everybody else opportunity?
I always say that they're slow moving because they're trying to make sure they get their part. So I still believe that, especially. So
many policies and laws are made to benefit the people's creating them first, and then things trickle down.
Very true.
It is what it is. Listen, I wanted to pull up this last graphic for you to end note here. This quote from Mr. Say what? Bernard Noble. I thought you said Ebron. I was like, what? No. Fantasy football. Ebron. So imagine if the very same plant linked to the destruction of an entire livelihoods could work to end decades of systemic injuries and repair the systemic injustices and repair broken systems. I'm reading this letters this tiny. I feel like I'm at an eye appointment here.
Very well said.
So this is a quote from him, basically on the Cureleaf website from Mr. Noble here. So
just imagine.
Very well said. You know what I mean? Go on their site to find out more information about it. But like I said, get involved, right? Check out Illinois and what they're doing. I think they could find some useful information.
Absolutely. Yeah. With that, Big Ace, thanks again. Being in the Cypher. Shout out to you, producer. To all our fans out there, we love you guys. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, WJHN 102 Jams. Get the app. Hashtag Weed Wednesday. We're the Podhead, Frank the Tank, JB Perez. See you next time, y'all. Podheads. All right, yo.
Yes, sir.